Good afternoon, everybody. This is Sierra Hoffman, and I'm here this afternoon to talk with you about our English 1100 class, about our class plan moving forward with this new online format. So thank you all for watching today. I hope you're all staying safe and doing well. I wanted to talk first of all about just some housekeeping sorts of things, like how this is actually going to work with the online format, how to be successful with that, some challenges that we might anticipate. So first of all, whoa, that's my cat Blackberry. First of all. So some cons of doing an online format. So things like this over here. I know that there can be distractions as we work from home. I'm guessing most of you, if not all of you, are working from home now or doing schoolwork from home. And a lot of distractions can come up, especially if you live with other people or have pets and things like that. Also, we don't get the face-to-face interaction anymore, so I'm hoping these videos help with that somewhat, and you don't have the support from peers in person, so it can be easy sometimes to lose motivation and to not be as successful without having that in-class time. So those are some of the cons of doing this online. Some tips on how to be successful. I have 3 things here. Number 1 is check your email. Check your email at least once a day during the week, once a day, like every business day. That's major because everything that we're doing is online. So check your email. Number 2 is utilize Blackboard, our online resources, watch the videos. Number 3, learn how and where you work best and establish a plan. So we may have talked about this in the beginning of this semester. I know I did with some of you anyway. Learn how you work and be honest with yourself. So if you're sitting on the couch with the TV on and there's a lot of stuff going on around you, maybe you don't do as well with that, and maybe it would be worth putting in some headphones with music. Maybe you prefer to have silence, so you try to find a quieter space and put some, maybe even earplugs in and try that. Find a place where you're comfortable but not too comfy. Maybe settle in with things that make you feel like you're ready to be successful for the day, your cup of coffee or whatever. So really just be honest with yourself about what's working and what's not. We know that this is a big change and we are all here to help. We're all in this together. We're all learning together. And we want you all to be successful through the rest of the semester. So another tip, look at the adjusted calendar. So that's something that you need to do. So get on Blackboard after this and look under class info where all the other calendars are. So we have our Unit 1, Unit 2 calendars there. You're used to seeing those. I've put Units 3 and 4 together in one calendar. So they're smushed together in just one document in a PDF. So you can click that and see it looks the same as the other calendars. What's new is I've highlighted all of the assignments and their due dates. So I hope that your eyes are immediately drawn to the most important thing there, which is the assignments that are due when they're due. So hopefully that's all good. All right, assignments will still be on turnitin.com. So as we've been doing the brainstorming, the outline, the drafts, and the final papers, those are still on Turnitin. The thing that's different is peer review. So we have peer review every unit and with every paper, and we can't really do face-to-face interactions anymore. There are options for setting up video conferences and things like that, but we don't want to require people to have to be on the internet at a specific time. So what I would like to do is create discussion boards on Blackboard. If you've not used discussion boards in the past, I'll have some instructions up there. I'm sure you can Google it as well. It's something that a lot of classes use. So we'll have a discussion board where you'll post your draft there so that everybody sees your draft. You pick one person's draft to look at that hasn't had comments. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna set that up yet. But essentially you'll read someone's paper and you'll leave your comments in a discussion board post replying to their paper. So that's my thinking on peer review. So you can still get that feedback. I'm gonna do the best I can to give you feedback on your drafts. That's going to be probably easier with this most current paper, the research paper that we'll do. What else? I will keep doing these videos as long as they're helpful. So I've heard from some of you that having a video format like this is maybe easier to keep up with than just having something to read on Blackboard. I'm sure a lot of your classes are all reading online and that can get kind of tiring. So hopefully this is a little refreshing and things will still be very clear. I still am going to put all of this information, or as much as I can of it, on Blackboard in an announcement. So you'll still have these announcements, but the idea is you can come here and actually hear it, take notes, get more kind of traditional face-to-face feel with it. So I'll keep doing these as long as they're helpful. Please ask questions. So even though we're not in class, I'm still the same person. I still want you to ask questions and be involved. So I suggest commenting on the videos if you have questions that might be able to help other people as well. So if it's relevant to the class or getting clarity on something on Blackboard, please comment on the video. Or if it's something that's very specific to your work, your assignment that isn't necessarily relevant to other people, email me. All right. That's all of the housekeeping stuff. That's, oh, one more thing. Columbus State has decided to extend, I need to find the date here. They have extended the date to withdrawal from classes, which I think is really great. So you can try this out still for, I think it's in 3 weeks is the deadline. It's April 19th is the new deadline to withdraw from classes. So you can try this. I strongly suggest keeping with this and seeing how it works for you. And then in April, mid-April, if it's just really not working, then you can withdraw then. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that there's that. Hopefully you're getting these emails from Columbus State that give you updates on their closures, the availability of different services. So many things are available online. They've done a great job, I think, at moving those resources to where students still have access to information and to help. They've done that for faculty as well. All right, that is all of the housekeeping stuff. So now we're gonna move on to talking about Unit 3. So if you look on Blackboard, again, under class information, open up the calendar, you'll see Units 3 and 4 there, and the due dates for assignments and everything in yellow. So the third unit is writing with research. And we're on week 10, day 1. So first of all, I want to talk about the prompt for writing assignment 3. Writing assignment 3 is a research paper. And you've heard me talk a little bit about it in the past. I've mentioned that you can write your research paper on whatever you want. I have made some restrictions on that, which I'll address in a couple minutes. But pretty much you can write about any topic. It can be something that is in the science area or social justice. It could be historical. It could be a popular topic as well, something in music, in sports, whatever you are interested in. So I want the research paper to be something you're interested in so that you don't get tired of it, first of all, and so that you can feel proud of it when you're done, of like, there's this thing I'm interested in and I learned about it. It could be related to your major. You cannot reuse papers that you've used in the past. So if you've done a research paper on something, you can use the same sources, but you can't use pieces from that paper that you wrote. I can address that another time, but it's a plagiarism issue. I've got my pajama pants on working from home. So it's, yeah, it's important that you have something that's new. All right. If you have questions about that, please ask. I can clarify. So you can write about pretty much anything, and those restrictions, number one is the coronavirus. I don't want anybody writing about the coronavirus because we're getting enough of that information and just bombarded by updates and stuff every single day. I don't think anybody really needs to focus on that part of our lives right now more than we are already. So please, no coronavirus papers. We also don't know enough when something is happening to us in the moment. It can be harder to do research on that as well. So no coronavirus papers. And then I very much prefer that you do not write about sexual abuse or assault, abortion, or gun issues. So those are just my personal, right now, things that I don't feel like I can handle reading about, and I'm trying to be kind to myself, recognize my own, yeah, so that's what it is. Pretty much anything else, you're good. You cannot prove the existence or non-existence of like supernatural things. For example, ghosts. Like you just can't do that in a 5-page research paper. But you could still write about that topic. Like if I wanted to write about ghosts, I still could. I would just have to take it in a different direction. I would not be able to write about trying to prove that they are real in my research paper. So we'll just take things in a different direction. We are going to narrow it down. So I really, really, really want you to stay in contact with me about what your ideas are. So when the brainstorming comes up, I want you to really show me your ideas, what you're thinking, and if you change your idea, let me know as soon as possible. So you can email me if you want to change your topic. I just really want to stay in the know so that I can help you. Research papers are one of my very, very favorite things to do. I really like doing research papers and helping students with research papers. So if you're having any troubles at all, email me, comment on the video, whatever, I will help. You can write about, so just some ideas of just very, very general things that would need to be narrowed down. Anything in social justice, the environment, animals, psychology, sociology, fashion, history, art, music, technology, food, culture, cars, books, music, movies or TV shows, lifestyle things, just a huge range of things. I once saw a whole book at the library about bicycles, and it was just a book about bicycles. So if somebody can write a whole book on the history or cultural significance or whatever of bicycles, you can write a 5-page research paper on pretty much anything. So just putting that out there. For the prompt, that I don't think I told you, the prompt is under our writing assignments tab on Blackboard, along with all of the other writing assignment prompts just as before. So check that out. You have to have at least 3 sources. So for writing assignment 2, the response paper, you only had 1 source. You had the thing that you read to respond to. And you got some practice with citing and things in that paper. I am planning to have all of those graded and leave feedback for all of you by the end of this week. I'll put an announcement out to let you know when they're all done so you can check out your feedback. But for writing assignment 3 for the research paper, you have to have at least 3 sources. Some people are going to have more than 3. Maybe most people, it just depends really on your topic and your level of comfort with research papers. So I recognize that some people have never done a research paper until this class. Some people maybe did a research paper like 20 years ago. It just depends on the person. Other people have done or are doing research papers in other classes or are coming straight out of high school and have done research papers recently. So I want you to feel like you can work at your own level, and we'll just work as we go. For sources, everybody's going to have different types of sources for different topics. So like if you are a nursing student and you want to write about something health related, again, not the coronavirus, then your sources are going to be found on different databases, and they're going to look very different from somebody who's maybe writing about Michael Jackson's music and influence in fashion or culture. I don't know. Just an example. So some people will be using more like scientific sources from academic journal articles and focus more on that. Other people might be using magazines more. Yeah. So there are formal and informal sources, which we'll talk about probably next week. But either's fine. It's a pretty wide range for what you can use, but the sources need to be reputable. And we are going to talk about what a reputable source is, I believe on Wednesday is my plan. So you can use online sources. It doesn't have to be a physical copy of a book or of a magazine. You can pretty much always use anything that is a .gov, a .org, or a .edu. Generally, those are all okay. Some databases, so places to look for sources. Instead of just going in the library or just regular Googling things, which is somewhat okay, but rather than that, 2 databases that are really helpful, especially for more like formal sort of research, are Google Scholar. So if you type in Google Scholar, it's going to look really similar to Google, but it's going to bring out all of these academic journal articles, books sometimes, most of which are a lot of which are free. Please don't spend money on trying to do research unless it's something that you know you want in the future, but like I don't want you paying to have to do this. So there are a lot of free things on Google Scholar. And the other place you can look is JSTOR. It's JSTOR. And I will be putting links up to those and maybe some instructions or videos in the future for that. But if you want to go ahead and get a jump start on doing your research, then you can get on Google Scholar or JSTOR for more academic, formal types of sources. You can use .coms sometimes. If you are using a .com, we need to really evaluate the site to make sure that it is something that's reputable, that's a credible source. Magazines you can often use. And then for news websites, blogs, etc., we'll have to evaluate them. I'll have some sort of worksheet or video that'll talk about evaluating sources. One of the things is recognizing bias. So if you know anything about the author or about the site that you're on, it would be great to think about like what kind of leaning or agenda that source or that author might have. All right, what else? I think that is it for writing assignment 3 for today. On Wednesday, I'll have a video up that'll go more in depth on talking about sources and the brainstorming. I went ahead and put on Blackboard some brainstorming ideas, like just random things that I thought of if I was going to be doing a research paper. That is, I believe I put it out as an announcement, and it should also be, no, it wasn't an announcement. It was under writing assignments in our writing assignment 3 folder with the prompt. And then I put it under resources somewhere there. So I've got brainstorming ideas, like here's what I would do. So as long as your brainstorming looks something like that, like just jot down ideas, what questions you have about the topic, why you're interested in the topic, anything like that. That's essentially what I want for the brainstorming. Brainstorming is not due until Sunday, so we are, for this unit, for Unit 3, the research paper, we're keeping with our typical schedule of having things due Sunday night with the 48-hour grace period. We still have the 48-hour grace period. So brainstorming is going to be due Sunday night, and I'll make sure there's an announcement up that the box is on Turnitin for you to submit your assignment there. Let me know if you have questions. Comment on the video if you've got questions. So to do now, I need you to do 3 things before Wednesday or by Wednesday. First of all, comment on the video to show that you saw it. So I really want to see how many people or who all's watching the videos and if they're helpful. So you can add to the comment any concerns that you have about going online or about the research paper, any tips. If you want to share, like, hey, here's what I do to keep motivated, or whatever, like share that, but just make some comment on the video. Number 2, come up with some topic ideas. So if you, like for brainstorming, I think of new ideas all the time for research papers, and I know a lot of other people come up with a ton of ideas once they get started, and it's easy to bounce back and forth. So I would jot down a bunch of ideas and see what sticks out to you, and then to help you decide what you want to do, go through like a process of elimination, like Google it or see what sources are on JSTOR or Google Scholar. If you get bored of your topic easily, you're definitely not going to want to stick with that. You'll want to do something else. So just start coming up with some ideas and do what we call preliminary research, just to see what sorts of sources are out there and if that topic is what you'd actually want to stick with. Number 3, I would like you to leave a class appropriate meme on our discussion board. So I don't know if you've all used discussion boards in the past. We haven't done a discussion board for this class. So I'll post some sort of instructions about the discussion board. You can Google like Blackboard discussion board posts and see how to do that. But I will have a discussion board already ready. I'll go ahead and post a meme, and then you'll get on and post memes, just so that I know you know how to use the discussion board before we get into things like peer review. Okay, I'm gonna put as much of that as I can on Blackboard in an announcement or other places, and hopefully this was really clear and helpful. Don't forget to comment. Sound like a real YouTuber now. Comment, hit the like button. All right, I'll show you Blackberry. There's Blackberry. I'm in my living room. And I also got a new beta fish. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. His name is Galaxy. All right, stay safe. I hope you're all doing well. I will post an announcement, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye.